Hello. I got Treehouse's Stately Citrus. My lighting might be a little too intense here. So Stately is their sort of like Brett table beer, sort of funky low alcohol saison. And they've done an Earl Grey one a few times, a honey one, and now this one has citrus peel. It says blah, blah, blah. I guess it just says fresh citrus peels added. 4% alcohol. They don't put the canning date on it because it's can conditioned, so they can it before they release it because it's naturally carbonated in the can. It's like I think the only can they do that way. They add a little bit of sugar and fresh yeast in some way to the can so it carbonates in there. So that's the way that traditionally a lot of Belgian beers and saisons are done, and it'll also help it stay good for a long time. And I really enjoyed the Stately series. I'm excited for this one. And it was just released, or no, I guess it was not just released, but a couple weeks ago. Very pale and very clear. Yeah, you can see me through there real easily. So either the yeast just fell to the bottom really fast, or they've been can conditioning this for a while, but it's got not a crazy carb, but enough, definitely a good enough carb to generate all that head. Because sometimes saisons, especially if they're bottle conditioned, they can be super carb, but with can conditioning, usually don't want it to be as carb because it can. I've seen some like maybe not necessarily infected, but cans that started fermenting in the can. I've seen them have the bottom part pop out because it was over carbed, and you don't want that to happen. This one's definitely not that way, but it's lively. Got a nice fluffy head, and I'm smelling some nice funky Brett. Oh yeah. And definitely orange peel in there. Orange zest is one of the most bright, sort of nice, fresh aromas. And I've just been actually throwing it in some IPAs. If you get an IPA that's bland or something that's not quite right with the flavor, just grate in a teeny bit of orange zest, the teeniest amount. It'll add an amazing aroma. Maybe not fix the flavor. But that's not overwhelming the aroma here. It's definitely got the nice Brettanomyces funk that I want. It's grassy, barnyardy, foresty, musky. A little bit cheesy, a little bit tart smelling. It's not going to be sour though. There's no lactic acid sort of thing happening here. But it smells great. Yeah, that's nice. They don't say if they use wheat in here. But they say Stately is our series of mixed fermentation table beers. Mixed fermentation is pretty vague. It just means different yeasts. It could mean yeast and bacteria. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's lactobacillus happening here. That's the bacteria that creates most sour beers. Brettanomyces is a yeast that doesn't really create a lot of a little sourness. It's very light bodied, quite dry. I mean, the flavors are so sweet. It's just like orange blossom honey, orange. Has a foresty, almost hoppy type thing, but I don't think there's much hop character in this. Very floral, and some honey flavors. But it dries out your tongue quite a bit. Quite dry. In the middle of the winter, might not be the most appropriate thing. Yeah, they've done a Stately Dark too, which actually was really good. Usually I'm not into the dark, sort of super dry, dark, wild beers, but that was good. So I think, so they've done Stately Dark, Earl Grey, honey, and then this is citrus, the fourth one, I believe. I wish they would dry hop it. Like, why not? Would that make it too dry? I don't know. But this is very good. This is totally in my wheelhouse. And it has, especially with the citrus peel added, it reminds me a bit of like a wit beer. I don't know if they use wheat in here, probably some. It's just kind of like a wheat beer crossed with some sort of wild ale, but then lower alcohol and drier. And this is just great. I kind of expected it to be just like this. Trails have been pretty consistent with this series. And not many brewers are making something like this, especially not available in 4-packs for $15, which isn't, cheap, but takes a little bit more work to do something like this, and also there just isn't much of a market for it. I wish there were. I wish that this would come in 30-packs. As I drink it, it gets more sort of herbal, and maybe the phenolics are coming out because it's a little bit medicinal. But it's just so drinkable and refreshing. It has such a nice funk. Yeah, it's a developed funk. It's getting kind of mushroomy. Yeah, that's nice. This is maybe the funkiest of the Statelys I've had. Yeah, definitely a 4.5 for me. Oh, they say orange, clementine, kumquat. I guess so, but then it's got a lot of complex grassy, foresty funk and stuff. Great beer. Don't come into it expecting some kind of sweet, fruity thing. It's not that, but everyone open your heart to funk Brettanomyces dry things. It's great. Bye.